What you are about to hear will make you question everything you thought you knew about ancient history. Scattered across our planet, hidden in remote jungles, buried beneath desert sands, and standing tall on forgotten mountaintops, there exist stones so massive that modern engineers scratch their heads in disbelief. These are not ordinary rocks. These are ancient monoliths. Some weigh more than 1,000 tons. Some were carved with impossible precision, and some were moved across distances that defy all logic. The question is simple. How did ancient people, without cranes, without trucks, without modern technology, manage to create these colossal monuments? The answer remains one of the greatest mysteries of human civilization. Today, we journey across 5 continents to explore 5 of the most massive, unexplained ancient monoliths ever discovered. Each one holds secrets. Each one whispers stories of a forgotten age, and each one will leave you wondering if there is more to our past than we have been told. Let us begin. Our first destination takes us to the ancient land of Lebanon. Here, in the Bekaa Valley, lies a site so mysterious that it has baffled historians for centuries. This place is called Baalbek, and within its ruins rests the single largest carved stone in human history. They call it the Stone of the Pregnant Woman. This massive block of limestone weighs approximately 1,200 tons. To put that into perspective, that is heavier than 3 fully loaded Boeing 747 airplanes combined. Yet there it lies, still partially attached to the bedrock, as if ancient builders abandoned it mid-project. But here is where the mystery deepens. Nearby, archaeologists discovered an even larger stone. This one weighs nearly 1,600 tons. It was carved with remarkable precision. Its edges are sharp. Its surface is smooth. Someone intended to move this giant rock. But who? And more importantly, how? Modern engineers have admitted that moving such a stone today would require the most advanced heavy lifting equipment available. Yet the people of Baalbek attempted this feat thousands of years ago. Some researchers believe these stones were meant for a massive temple platform. Others whisper about lost technologies, ancient knowledge that has been erased from history. The Stone of the Pregnant Woman sits in silence. It does not reveal its secrets easily, but perhaps that silence is itself a message. A reminder that our ancestors possessed wisdom we have yet to rediscover. Now we travel to the scorching deserts of Egypt. In the city of Aswan, beneath the blazing sun, lies another monument that defies explanation. This is the unfinished obelisk. Had it been completed, this obelisk would have stood over 40 meters tall and weighed approximately 1,200 tons. It would have been the largest obelisk ever erected in ancient Egypt. But something went wrong. A crack appeared in the granite, and the entire project was abandoned. Yet this abandoned monument reveals something incredible. The tool marks, the carving techniques, the sheer ambition of ancient Egyptian engineers. They were cutting this massive obelisk directly from the bedrock using methods we still do not fully understand. Some researchers point to copper tools and wooden wedges. But skeptics argue that copper is too soft to carve granite with such precision. Others suggest that the Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge of sound vibration or chemical softening techniques that have been lost to time. Walk around the unfinished obelisk today and you will feel something stirring in your soul. This was not just a construction project. This was a statement of human ambition, a declaration that said we can move mountains if we believe. And perhaps that is the spiritual lesson hidden within this stone. That faith combined with determination can achieve what seems impossible. Our journey now takes us across the Pacific Ocean to one of the most isolated places on Earth. Easter Island. Here, hundreds of massive stone statues stand guard along the coastline. They are called the Moai, and their story is as mysterious as it is haunting. Some of these statues weigh over 80 tons. The largest one ever attempted would have weighed approximately 270 tons. These figures were carved from volcanic rock in a quarry located miles away from their final resting places. Then somehow they were transported across the island and erected on stone platforms. How did the ancient Rapa Nui people accomplish this? The island had no wheels, no draft animals, no modern machinery. Yet these colossal statues were moved with astonishing precision. Local legends say the statues walked, yes, walked. The Rapa Nui elders speak of a spiritual energy called mana that gave the Moai the power to move on their own. Scientists have attempted to explain this through rocking and roping techniques, but even their experiments cannot fully account for the distances and precision involved. Look into the eyes of a Moai, and you will feel something ancient staring back. These statues were not just art. They were guardians, protectors of a civilization that understood the connection between the physical world and the spiritual realm. We now travel to the rolling hills of England, to a place where mystery hangs in the air like morning fog. Stonehenge. Perhaps the most famous ancient monument in the world. And still, after centuries of research, we do not fully understand how it was built. The largest stones at Stonehenge weigh approximately 25 tons each. They were transported from quarries located over 20 miles away. But here is the truly baffling part. Some of the smaller blue stones came from Wales. That is a distance of nearly 150 miles. How did Neolithic people transport these massive stones across rivers, through forests and over hills? Some suggest wooden sledges and log rollers. Others propose that the stones were moved during winter using ice as a sliding surface, but none of these theories have been proven conclusively. And then there is the alignment. Stonehenge is precisely positioned to mark the summer and winter solstices. The rising and setting of the sun align perfectly with the stones on these sacred days. This was not an accident. This was intentional design by people who understood astronomy with remarkable accuracy. Stonehenge reminds us that ancient people were not primitive. They were observers. They were thinkers. They looked up at the sky and saw patterns that connected them to something greater than themselves. Our final destination takes us to Bolivia. High in the Andes Mountains, at an altitude of nearly 13,000 feet, lies the ancient site of Puma Punku. And what researchers have found here challenges everything we think we know about ancient construction. The stones at Puma Punku are made of granite and diorite. These are among the hardest materials on Earth, yet they have been cut with laser-like precision. The edges are perfectly straight, the angles are exact. Some stones feature intricate interlocking designs that fit together like puzzle pieces. One stone at this site weighs approximately 130 tons. It was somehow transported from a quarry located over 50 miles away. Then it was lifted to an elevation where oxygen is thin and physical labor is exhausting. Mainstream archaeology attributes Puma Punku to the Tiwanaku civilization, but many questions remain unanswered. What tools did they use? How did they achieve such precision? And why did they build at such a challenging location? Some believe Puma Punku holds the key to understanding lost ancient technologies. Others suggest it was a sacred ceremonial site, a place where heaven and earth connected. As we conclude our journey across these 5 incredible sites, one truth becomes clear. Our ancestors were capable of wonders we are only beginning to appreciate. They built monuments that have survived earthquakes, wars, and the relentless passage of time. They left behind messages carved in stone. Messages that speak of faith, determination, and connection to the divine. In the noble teachings of wisdom, we are reminded that everything in creation carries signs for those who reflect. These monoliths are signs. They invite us to look deeper, to question, to wonder, and ultimately to recognize that there is a Creator whose knowledge encompasses all things. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not how these stones were moved. Perhaps the real question is why we have forgotten the wisdom of those who came before us. May these ancient wonders inspire you to seek knowledge. May they remind you that with faith, patience, and perseverance, humanity can achieve the extraordinary. And may you always find peace in knowing that the one who created these mountains and guided those ancient hands still watches over you today. The stones have spoken. Now it is time for us to listen.